Welcome back to Pyre. I'm Dear Darling, and let us lead our band of exiles to their freedom and absolution. Where last time we... I don't know if it was actually last time, but we released teaser back to the... whatever the place is called. The Commonwealth. You know the line, it's been a while since I last played. I can't remember everything, so, you know, apologies if things go wrong. But, you know, we just did a rather major event, so it should be okay, I think. Now we're just sort of going back through previous areas, I believe, conducting rites and biding time until our next ascension, right, or whatever it's called. You take some of the afternoon to survey the area with headwind. You observe many curs off of a distance, driven half wild from the heat. Good thing old Ruki didn't end up like them. There's nothing you can do for the creatures. The sight of them makes you all too eager to return to the wagon and immerse yourself in your vocations, which we're going to do. I forgot, we study in private, don't we? To try and do the final thing where we try and get... I don't know what it's called. It's not called Moxie, but in my head I thought it was called Moxie. One hope. Okay, so that's literally the last thing we do. Now the only thing left to do is mentor companions and that sort of thing. And I mentioned before that I can't believe that we haven't like got anyone's story. I assume that's from the mentoring thing. So the fact that teaser's already gone and we haven't even unlocked his story is sort of like that's a bit of a shame. But you know, so sometimes it do be like that. Well, I don't know if it do be like that, but I've assumed it's meant to be like that. I assume this is a sort of game where, because it's kind of visual novel-esque, I assume you meant to play through multiple times to try and get everyone's endings, and it's not the sort of thing where you can get everyone's ending at one go. If it is, then whoops, I'm doing very poorly. Hey guys, say I noticed that your little imp pal, he ain't with you anymore. Is he okay? The wildest thing, like he somehow got out of it, back to the other side, and I'm like, why would an imp want that? Well, you know, he's a good imp. What is this? Twilight Shard. When flinging the orb into adversaries deals bonus damage. We don't really fling stuff in, so, you know, that's not the most important thing in the world. This one's still the most cost-efficient one. We'll still proceed to buy it. We don't really use the Stardust. I'm going to be honest, it's kind of a bit unnecessary at this point. Whatever. You guys really are my favourite customers, you know. I'm glad to hear that. I've got your name. I just saw it and I immediately got it. What is this? Xylophones. Would that we all would that we all could become musical instruments ere our bones turn to dust. A keepsake from Yumia Valley. I don't know why we're only getting keepsakes now. I suppose it's if we take time to do vocations at that area. That's when we actually get a souvenir from it. I'm not sure. You find Hedwin rather lost in thought about something. He looks over as you approach. Oh, hey my friend. Alright, so what's it going to be? He points in the direction of his cooking tins, strewn over the corner of a wagon. One of life's small comforts around here is that we get to eat. Not a day goes by when I'm not grateful for it, but there's only so much to choose from, whether here in Yomia Valley or anywhere else around, I guess. Exiled curs roam this sand-swept fossil wasteland, and with ace cries that Alpha Chief Yomia Minimane took a special liking to this region, which we read a little bit about him in the book, if I recall. Anyway, I was just having trouble trying to decide what to cook. Just had fire caps again last night, and those never seem to sit that well with everyone anyway. There's no more glopgill, not that anyone but Tizo ever likes that stuff, and I feel like that we've been having gutter crabs every day for months, so I'm not too excited about that. I wonder what really the sort of like timescale is between each of these sort of like meetings and like rites. Because obviously it happens in like fractions of a second, or not fractions of a second, like minutes for us of that sort of thing. Is that actually like over timescale of multiple days and months? That our travel was from like the ascension right down here? I don't really know. This is where you come in. And no consulting books or stars or anything. Just you and me. Here and now. What am I making? You decide. Because I can't. I know there's a lot of serious stuff to think about these days. But so, help me. No one's struggling to regain their freedom on an empty stomach. Hedron asked to know your meal preference. Art for a fillet of slitter and a quiet taste, acquired mostly through a prolonged and desperate stay within the downside. Asked for silt porridge, a notorious dish that Hedwin has perfected to the upper limits of its capacity to not be terrible. Not exactly the most appetizing thing. Asked for gutter crabs again. This inoffensive option has the added benefit of putting some lucky gutter crabs out of their misery. Ask for whatever you want. It's exceedingly difficult to choose from all the delectable meal options in the downside. Silt porridge? If Hedwin's good at making it, why not? You ask that Hedwin prepare another batch of his silt porridge for the group. He eyes you warily as you request it, searching you for any trace of irony. Alright, my friend. Never took you for the silt porridge type, but so be it. I guess even after all this time, we still have much to learn about each other. I don't know why you're so suspicious of me. I don't know. Like, it's not like I mean, food doesn't matter all that too much. or too much to me, Hedwyn. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Now, lend me a hand here with this stuff, would you? But if you're good and amazing, why not? As you assist Hedwyn with preparing a silk porridge, the TV gets talking about the past. The reality of cooking with downside is a way of making him nostalgic. Ooh, is this where we hear a little bit about you, Hedwyn? Life on the Blood Boulder wasn't much easier than trying to get by down here. The northern edge of the Commonwealth is a flat and vulnerable expanse. The highway remnants seized upon it at every opportunity from the cover of clouds or darkness. The highway remnants could swoop in at any time. They were so good at picking the worst possible occasions for us. The time they showed up, and I was nowhere to be found. I must have told you about that. I don't think you have. On the contrary, he has seldom revealed much about his past to you. Well, either way, I don't think I ever told you much about Fikini. Someone from whom Hedwyn cares deeply. They were separated and come off. I feel like, yeah, didn't you mention like a lover or something? Or wasn't it like hinted that you had a lover? I can't remember. Oh, no, it was when we passed through the gate, right? You said you wanted to be reunited with your lover, I think. I was riding to relay an order. When she caught me out in the open, she could have had me, but we just stood there, you know? I'd never seen anyone, and anything like her. And a voice. She says to me, "You ought to be more careful with your life." And I just say, I mean, I'm not the type to say such things, but it's all I could think of, looking at her then. So I just tell her it was worth a risk. Anyway, she spared my life, of course, and when we saw riders heading towards us, I looked at her, she took hold of me, and we just took off. I didn't want to leave her, and I didn't, for a while. He drove himself for a while. Soon after I came back, I went off in search of her again. This time, though, the risk I took, a lot of people paid for it. The harps attacked when no one was there to raise the alarm. Ooh. A few days later, Hedwyn the deserter was sentenced to exile. I see, so this is the punishment you had. You know, you fell in love with a sort of Romeo and Juliet sort of situation. Well, not really Romeo and Juliet, I suppose, but, you know. But I guess any sort of like star-crossed lovers in a tragic situation is Romeo and Juliet, in my mind. And now he's about to cook up some silk porridge. We'll reunite you with... I forgot her name, I'll be honest. Thanks for your help, my friend. I can take it from here. See you shortly. I want to say Neytiri, but it's not Neytiri, that's the alien for Avatar. He heads out into the afternoon. You sense he feels more at ease after having spoken to you. Yeah, 2+2 hope for the next right. Give thanks for the silk porridge. Who are we actually bringing? Roster bio update. Nomad alright. Lenoriel, who's born on 29th of the 7th moon, suggesting he is devoted and faithful. One astral signs often foretells of one's disposition, strengths and idiosyncrasies, crime, desertion. He fled the Blood Border's north front without leave and did not return. So once he got in hand, we spare your lives, but rid ourselves from you. This is from the sentencing ceremony. Motives: insurrection. Records state he wished to relay Commonwealth military secrets to the enemy. In the downside, one's past tends not to be subject for discussion. 5 years exiled. My word. I was lasted many, many years. I wonder how long Jodariel's been here then, because it wasn't as like you turned into a demon or something if you've been here for a long time. So we're using May. Oh no, we're using Panther, Hedwyn, and Sir Gilman in our next right. Just making sure that they are going to have... What is this? Oh yeah, you've all gotten your legendary stuff. So you got yours. Who's gonna hold the moneymaker? I guess Panther probably will, and then you can hold. I guess we should sell the bark strip. I guess we'll just do this. Because I think this one's OP. Well, maybe not OP, but I think it's pretty strong. But we've got more books to read. So let's see what pages we got. It's one of the pages for 8 scribes. In the words of Golgothanian Master General, we found each of the others in due time, by fate, not by coincidence. A wise loose Glorian, stood among the trees, gazing at the stars, expecting us. So that's Entman. The wild witch Mineth was so enthralled by my liege's utter transformation, she stayed her sorceries. Blessed-born Triesta swooped down upon us, but to warn of imminent attack. The many-maned Jomir thus intervened, and shared with us his humour and his hunt. Even the Under-King Oars himself sought out an audience of us. Thus we became the 8 and journeyed on together. I need like a document page saying who all the 8s are, because I'm gonna forget them, I'm gonna be honest. The Cairn of Herb. Page 65? The Cairn of Herb. Harub. How ironic about the shattered remnants of a bone titan, Shaq's 6 soldiers, and Shaq's 6 shoulders, it's quite a tongue twister there, which once stood vigilant over the archway into flagging hands, remain now as forbidding as when that horrid monster still possessed unnatural life. After little Haub dispatched the bone titan in fear of ingenuity, Shaq's pieces fell upon the valley floor, forming a set of standing stones which Haub marked. Further traces of the titan's glacial blood coagulated into perfect frozen drops, which still shimmer in the darkness. That sounds like a line from Let It Go. Glacial blood coagulated to frozen drops. Six Shoulder seems to start reanimating when the stars above him dance a certain way, paint the sigil then in the shining light. Yeah, and I need to like remember who the actual 8 scribes. Well, I guess it's not the most important thing to remember who the 8 scribes are, but still, I feel like I should know. Okay, you got nothing on your mind? Nothing on my mind. Let us leave and... Oh, hold on. Let us sell the... I figured you want something else to do. So what beer? I'm going to sell you a bark strip for how much? For 10 coin. 10 gold. Soul. Forgot what the currency's called. I don't think we need any of these. I'm going to be honest. I don't really care for any of these. I'm not even going to look at them. I just want to get the legendary ones for each of our exiles. Everything is set for a rite to commence, and all is quiet amid the barren wastes that became of Haub. All there is left to do is wait for nightfall to set it. He observed Sir Gilman sliding back and forth. He sensed something is weighing on his mind. This night is not a night at all. This night betrayed his former commander, abandoned his brethren of a sea dominion. But what is knighthood even? What is knighthood, if it means having to follow such a craven such as Sir Deluge? Cease this nonsense, Gilman. Focus on the right. Focus on the right. Focus on the right. He notices you finally. Oh, Master Reader, this knight did not see you there just now. Such was his preoccupation with the task at hand. Know that this knight stands prepared. He has no misgivings whatsoever when it comes to battling his ex-triumvirate. Please consider letting this knight participate, for he has honour to restore. Certainly, I think we are bringing you, right? Maybe? Yeah, who we're not bringing me, right? Then a glimmering within the sky draws you and his attention. Oh, you're and his attention. I believe that's who we're going to end up bringing. Sorry. Oh gosh, I wanted to alt tab to make sure my windows were fine, but in doing so, I've ruined absolutely everything. Here we go. Oh, now I can't even see my OBS window. I've ruined it all. And I apologise. Just keep alt tabbing. You know, despite the fact that I am playing in window mode, I played all my games in window mode just to make sure that when I alt tab it doesn't actually pause the game. But you know, that doesn't apply, I suppose, in this case. Every rule has an exception. Hello again, random speaker.
Because the cycle of the rites begins anew.
Do we know who this person is? Who this announcer is? Are they just like a random person? I'm not really sure. So I wonder if basically none of the rites until the liberation rites really matter, quote to say. I don't really know. There's a very nice colour scheme going on in here. Okay, so what we say? Headwind, Pamatha, Sir Gilman. Gilman, still not abandoned your new friends, like all your other duties and responsibilities. Sir Gilman wrestles his mask for a time. This night is most surprised when you have a courage to even show yourself. You speak of courage, Sir Deluge, but this knight has little else to say to the likes of you. Yeah, get him, Gilman. That figures, Gilman. You are no knight at all. You're a teensy minnow, swimming in a sea of minnows many times your size, and with much more honour too. Then, something comes over Sir Gilman. But just as soon, it fades. Sir Gilman slinks away. Let the rage wash over you, I suppose. Disgraceful. You Nightwings, you're stupid to have taken that one in, and you are no good at the rights. And another thing, we do not fear you. I don't actually know if he's just cowardly or if he's just meant to be that like shriek or anything. I just kind of assumed he was. This knight's companions have grown so much stronger since we've done that worthless Sir Gilman. He sensed Sir Deluge speaks the truth. The Pyre hearts are more capable than before. Ah, okay, so everyone gets harder. Every time you face a triumph, they gain talismans and masteries. Ah, they gain stuff too. I see, okay. Do not underestimate them. I don't intend to. Oh, we can see more about what they have. Awesome. So, if the bear is banished, an ensuing blast can banish adversaries in a radius 375. Written in rebuke so intense in language and purpose that its faded words yet linger with esoteric power. Okay, so that's basically a Tizo's explosion thing. Okay, so he's got the same thing as Sir Gilman's possible trees. So when you banish someone, they return. An ally returns. And it's wider. Lady Seagrass. So they both have all of this. And she's also got quickness. Okay. I'm not scared of you. Who do we want at the front? Headwind's going to be our front man, I think. Not Jodariel. We're going to bring, of course, Sir Gilman. Because he wants to come and fight them. I'm surprised he doesn't have anything to say. And we'll bring Panther because I kind of, you know, need to use you. And I've kind of forgotten how to play this game. Come on, my little pie hearts. To my kind, you are nothing but a snack. Come on, Nightwings. Show this night how you defend the honour of that miserable minnow whom you harbour. On guard. Sure. I don't remember how to play this game, so we'll certainly do my best. So Gilman, what? Oh, clever. I see. So he immediately tries to run at us, get banished, so he takes out all of us as well. That's a clever strategy. I think it was just Deluge who's got the explosion thing, right? Oh, no, not again. Yes again.
Well cast.
Alright. Goals Bracer. Oh, hello. Oh, we still got it anyway. Avenging Aid. In goes your, but 14, right? But we've got everyone back. They're still very aggressive, I would say. Poof. What does Panther do? Oh, she dashes, that's right. I want to take you out like this. Ooh. Au revoir now, I can't remember what Goals Bracer does. I'm going to be honest. Is it you have infinite stamina? I don't really recall. I didn't mean to be using Headwind as my attacker, to be honest, but, you know, sometimes that's just how it goes. What? I don't really know how... No, get in there. How Sir Gilman died? As I say, I don't really know what's going on in most of these rites. I just sort of like aimlessly running, and then it works because... what does Goals Bracer do again? I don't really know, but I'm sort of just endlessly running at them, and you know, it works most of the time. I'm not really going to be here and complaining. Alright. Alright. Seems you didn't really get much stronger. They sort of stand around, not really sure what they're doing. I'm not even sure what they're doing, but you know, I'll take the victory certainly against them. We'll be on Sir Gilman's path of redemption, hopefully. The right is done, we did it. Good job us, pat on the back. Curse you, Gilman! You were a fool to abandon us, and now you only twisted dagger in our backs. You do not seem to understand, Sir Deluge. This knight is no longer beholden to the likes of you. This knight is bound only by the path towards enlightenment. Your words ring false. You are unfit to lead. Shut up. You know exactly what you are, Gilman. You call this knight a craven. Your courage is a mere facade, and everybody knows. Everybody knows. This knight shall see to it. Yeah, fake it till you make it, as they say. So Gilman does not respond. I bet you sense the words of Sir Deluge got to him. No, come on, let's go encourage him. We can't talk to him? Come on. Nice. A good amount of inspiration and stuff. Everyone else is building up inspiration. We need to use May next, probably. So Gilman get a level up. Ooh. So grateful is this knight for such a glorious occasion that he has given strong consideration to performing. Here and now, the forbidden dance of a sea dominion. So I assume we're getting one of these. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do, because I thought that was crazy strong. I don't really like... Oh, but doesn't the banishment... Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I think that's what we're going for. Avenging Aid. Quick Draw's interesting, I don't know. Adversaries in a wider area effect. I don't know, but well, we're going to do a stunning claim because we haven't got a solution, not solution, a saluting one yet, and that seems pretty fun. So now we've got Pamethers and skill tree, so it's going to be a lot of reading, get ready. Well, Tamitha, soon I'll be catching up with you, whether you like it or not. Oh, whether or not you like it. So we got, here we go, choose a mastery for Panther. Wings of a Matriarch. Rites masteries enhancing a harp's swiftness and mobility. When Trieste Tiphys led her people to the mountains, they began to train themselves in new ways to survive. Or Ways of a High Wing. Rites masteries enhancing harp's aggressive capabilities. Apparently I can't read. The High Wing were nearly destroyed after St. Trieste left them, for those who remained grew strong. Swift Flight. While flying, Pamela moves faster than usual. Hold X to fly right. So hold on, this is mobility and this is aggressive. Okay. Interact to make Pamela great gamer's mastery. There were none who could outpace the matriarch Trieste Tiphys as she soared across the skies. Shrike Dash. Pamela can use her dash ability in rapid succession and for less stamina. That sounds pretty good. No wait, does that sound pretty good? No, that's not a, hold on, that's not her banish ability. This is just her dash ability, which I forgot was a thing, to be honest. An owned swiftness of wing was necessary to survive up here on the mountains where Trieste makes her home. After saluting her adversaries, Pamela instantly switches places with her nearest ally. Okay, the High Wing remnants bonded together, sisters one and all, in their solidarity survived her age. That sounds difficult to use. Pamela permanently gains 8 quickness, making her move much faster. When I shall find this, greater celerity, sleight of wing. When I shall find this fallen emperor, for if I should recover him, then we may yet have peace. Okay, that doesn't sound amazing. This one sounds okay. And the dash one's not bad. For 5 seconds after banishing an adversary, Pamela moves 30% faster than usual. So then we can sort of like charge in with her aggressively, then immediately run to the Pyre. I think that's interesting. Winged Fury often did the matriarch assuage her sister's rising anger and compel them not to war upon the wingless. Fell Sweep. While casting her aura, Pamela can trigger an aura burst that banishes nearby adversaries. Press B again just after casting to aura burst. Trieste Tiphys helped to purge the downside of a number of great titans which ravage across the land. If Pamela is banished while Winged Fury's effect is active, she returns twice as quickly as usual. Okay. Many of her sisters pursue Trieste Tiphys' downside, and eventually they all concluded that the saint was gone. Pamela quickly gains +4 quickness, presence, and hope, making her better all round. Okay, that sounds better. Our wings indicate our station in every world, and yet we owe the world our very being, St. Trieste Tiphys. So at the cost of 4 quickness, we get 4 of everything else. That sounds great. We're going to do this. This true.
The eldest matriarch.
The holy power of the eldest matriarch.
Until the stars
And I suppose we'll just take our leave on to the next fight. Who do we want to fight now? I want to fight Ruki's gang a little bit more if we could possibly. I don't know if that was an option in the last one. I don't really recall. Probably was. I just didn't choose it. So I do want to see his interactions with those the bad boys. You return to the wagon after you and your fellow exiles vanquished the Pyre Hearts and find Wolfred waiting for you there.
Well done back there, my girl. You are serving your companions well. Now then, I've something that I wish to share with you, if you've a moment. We've discussed a plan.
Probability of success 24%. It went down, didn't it? I thought it was 28% before.
Of which we're all a part. I have a means of measuring our progress towards the goal of it.
And so do I. I just had to hover over this word.
I'd like for you to have a look at it. First, let's determine whether Rites may take us next.
Hello. Very aggressive Discord notification.
Look forth. I expect you shall again see several shining stars, where once you saw but one.
You gaze again into the darkness of night. Ascribe stars beckon. Okay, so we got multiple places. Goal of the South Star. Milith of the Bog Star. That's a very bright one. Lu the Vernal Star.
Several shining stars. A trick of the eye or one of the scribes. Who can say?
I wonder if a bigger aura radius means more or less or anything. or anything at all.
I too once gained the newfound vision many years ago, following my first liberation rite, and I believe only we of the Nightwings have this gift. I realized that in choosing whom the Nightwings confront in each rite, we in turn influence which triumvirate we face when the time comes for someone to be set free.
Ah, okay, so we can choose to face who we want to battle, I guess?
The object I invite you to use contains further detail.
Henceforth, you may use Wolfred's plan to see your current progress, an object which shows the relative standings between the 9 triumvirates and rights. Whichever triumvirate carries the most favour shall confront the Nightwings for a chance of freedom. Okay, look upon it now. Oh my word. A perfect record. Upon using Wolfred's planner, you may assess your progress towards the ultimate goal, as well as check the current standings of your adversaries. So this is basically just like a league table, both which I'll keep this information up to date for the remainder of your quest. You may look over it now or any time in the Black Dragon while searching for the stars. Rites to our next celebration. We don't know. Should be faster than before. That's how many we've done. How many exiles required? What? Additional number of additional exiles required to join the Nightwings and fulfill a key aspect of our plan. Oh, so okay, so we do need one more person. Yeah, that seems about right. If I recall, I think there were 9 people on the splash out of the game. So total rites conducted, exiles liberated, and probability of success. So I guess this actually gets rolled at the end of once we finish everything. Once we beat the game, and then that's the actual chance of success, I suppose. Fading the third. Okay, so we've got the Nightwings. Oh my gosh, we have so much reading. Favor infinite shall always be favoured in the eyes of the 8 scribes, but triumvirate with the highest favour is poised to take on the Nightwings for the next liberation, right? More favour is gained and lost against the Nightwings than any other triumvirate. Okay, so everyone wants to fight us if possible. Oh, okay, so if we beat people, they fall in the rankings, so we're less likely to face them, and if we lose to them, then they go up in the rankings, and we're more likely to fight them. I see. The name of triumvirate in blue seems your fellow exiles have seen this identity. As long as that is okay. No. Nightwings. Ours is a triumvirate against which order others are judged. The fate. These are the first one we met when him and like his son or something. They cling to the belief that the scribes are watching over them. Dissidents. This is Ruki's gang. How are you not in second with a record like that, eh? Chaotic firebrands are concerned about what's at stake in all of this. Essence. This is Tamitha, sorry. Tamitha's sister. Prisoners of war whose hatred of the Commonwealth runs deep. This is this dude. Chastity. Corrupted opponents who mean to use the rights for selfish gain. Withdrawn. Defilers of the rights who forsake the scribes for a profane monster. Pyre, once known for their spirit and bravery, now a craven laughingstock. Accusers. Their righteous traditions have given way to ruthlessness and spite. Prideful at having prevailed more than all triumvirates combined. Having prevailed more than all triumvirates combined. But you're also in last. Ah, are you in last place because we beat you in the liberation, right? I see. Okay. So we can fight the withdrawn. We can fight you. Or we can fight... So it seems like... Because I want to fight the dissidents, I think, and see their story. So I think it would be... No, I'm trying to think. It doesn't even matter who we fight in the liberation, right? Does it? I guess we want to try and make it so the easier ones we fight in the liberation rights. So maybe we should try and fight the fast people, because the fast people are kind of annoying, from what I recall. I don't really know. I don't really think it matters. So I'm just gonna fight people and hope that whoever's their rivals, whose whatchamacallit, story we're going to find out about. So I'm going to fight with distance because I said I wanted to learn more about Ruki's story. So we're really travelling across the world back and forth like this, aren't we? We're going to be bouncing heads against old Barker again, are we, sister? I guess it helps to know ahead of time so I can brush up on my grovelling. He then shares with you what he knows of your next opponent. Barker Ashballs, a volatile cur whose pack, the dissidents, conduct the rites more so for thrill than freedom. Back on the other side, Barker never quite took to the culture of Commonwealth, and often ran afoul of the law for various acts of boorishness or vandalism. He always promised to go straight, and in time he found a certain niche, for he was an accomplished hunter. Oh, cool. And the people of the Commonwealth did have an appetite. Barker relished the hunt more than anything, and spent his earnings on a variety of questionable things. One particularly raucous evening, Barker was caught relieving himself on the foot of a statue of Archjustice Androbelas IV, and that was the end of his citizenship. The Grand Judge, who in 617 AS, issued a decree prohibiting literacy in answer to growing unrest. Those who violate the law of the Commonwealth face sentencing by an appointed Archjustice. In the downside, it seems he caught the notice of a dissidents, who in turn must have observed his speed, ferocity and fearlessness. He's now the best of them. Barker's reputation grew among the exiled curs of Jomia Valley region, where he's feared and unafraid of taking what he wants. Not long after he flushed me down, I was trying to make ends meet. I made a deal with him. In hindsight, let's just say it was a bad idea. He can make my life go real sour if he wants. Anyway, I better go pass out. We got a long few days ahead. So, we probably can't take Ruki on to the next battle, I assume. I'm not really sure. You wish Ruki a restful evening. In turn, it is too late to take flight, though tomorrow you can press on. We've got anyone to chat to? Page revealed the Pyre Hearts. Sir Gilman, you got something to... Oh, hello. Volvid's planner. Interesting. That's what it looks like. This is a planet? This is like a whole chest. But I do like how this entire place is becoming more and more like fleshed out with more things, odds and ends sort of poking about. Sir Gawain is in a contemplative mood. He's been rather quiet, at least more than usual, ever since his confrontation with Sir Deluge. He notices you there and slides forth in a solemn manner.
This night, he knows what he shall do. Now, when all of this is over, Master Reader, we Wormlights, we are all born and raised to prove ourselves superior to all the other billions of our kind, to leave our lives, however short, with glory. From the moment we shove past our wormling brethren in their egg sacks to the very end, we are conditioned to excel, to prevail at all costs. This relentless pursuit of glory, of fame, of self-worth, it leads most of us knight's kind only to an early doom. Or in the case of Sir Deluge, it leads to a life of falsehood. A life of low deceit, abusing one's fellow wormlights, shirking one's responsibilities, living in constant fear. This knight cannot abide his former commander, yet pities him. There must be more to honour than to lead a life engulfed in endless conflict.
Then he looks at you intently.
This knight shall ever seek that honour out, when all of this is ended, Master Reader. Thus he vows to you, and he is ever grateful that your guidance led him to this new awakening. But until such time, this knight is duty-bound unto the Nightwings. Thus, this, the fulfilment of our plan and our pursuit of freedom, is to be his final quest. For what awaits him afterwards is no mere quest. The honour that this knight has sought, it cannot fully be achieved through knighthood, can it? It requires something more. I trust you understand.
I do. Maybe. He severs off, his head held high, though not merely in pride. Something has changed in him. Plus hope. Plus 2 presents. Presents permanently? Ooh. Which doesn't actually matter that much for Sir Gilman because he's got really tiny presents in the first place. But I guess percentage-wise, pretty good increase, maybe? Maybe I don't... Are these flat increases or percentage increases? The Pyre Hearts. In the words of Hope the Swallow the Accursed, the Pyre Hearts follow in the path of Under King Ors, who many mighty deeds exceed a smallish stature that somehow contained him. He is the most spirited triumvirate, the courage unfaltering, the hearts full. They live always with vigour, and perhaps they die with it as well, with the Under King's own kind, as at home above the sea as in it, never ceasing and longing as they do for something more. The Under King chose wisely for these qualities, and teaches that a life devoid of passion is a life devoid of life itself. That burning passion is a fuel that drives the Pyre Hearts, and in turn us all. How very intriguing. It's intriguing to learn about all of them from Hope, no less. But I think we'll probably round off this episode here, and we will continue on to our journey where we will fight the dissidents next time, and we'll see what Ruki has to say about that. So for now, if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Pyre, I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we can see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.